This is where it starts to get more into like my personal life. I also keep telling you guys about like the road to get to trial. This is a precursor for like the PTSD and how that started to set in. So I know I had also mentioned that we had gotten into a fight that night of the attack. So I had invited him to a party in the afternoon. I texted him and was like, okay, I'll come and pick you up. Sit back and was like, I never said I was going to an event. I was like, yes, you did. Again, this like the memory thing comes up. He said that I didn't remember it right, and he did. The first person that my family was able to get a hold of was my friend Vincent. So my friend Vincent came to the hospital and was with me. That was at like 4 o'clock in the morning. That's where I say also like give your parents and your family, your friends phone numbers, especially if you're single, that they're able to contact them. My little brother was able to find my friend Vincent off of Facebook, and then I think was like FaceTimed him somehow because it would ring differently, and that worked. So Vincent was with me before I went into surgery, and when I woke up, my ex was there, came to sit with me in the post-op, and I knew from the second I saw him that he was different. He came in and he like had his hood up and he was chewing on his hoodie thing on the string, fiddling with his hands and looking down at his feet. But he sat down and he was so upset looking that I immediately was like, what's wrong? Are you okay? And this is me, like, my hair's still soaked in blood. I just am waking up from a 6-hour surgery and immediately taking care of him. And I didn't realize this at the time because I was so used to this dynamic. Like, what I was wanting so badly was for him to come around the corner and say, I'm so glad that you're okay, hug me, tell me that I was going to be all right. But he came around the corner and it was immediately clear he expects me to take care of him. And that was how we always were. So that was what I did. So this is where, I mean, like, it's already messy, but this is where it gets messier. This is where you guys may be like, you know what? I don't see your side. I see his side. And that's okay. Like, that's just part of the human experience, that some of you guys are going to be like, I get his side, I get your side. Or some of you guys may be like, I don't get anybody's side. In the hospital, my family comes, and I'll do more posts about that. My family comes, my friends come, my ex is in the hospital. My mom describes it as like almost wouldn't let my parents come near me a little bit, sitting in the hospital chair where you would think my mom would sit on the phone. Like, I was, talking to the police, talking to the doctors, talking to my parents, like trying to help them figure out like a hotel to stay at. And he was like constantly like on his phone, making calls, texting. He was like, I need to tell everyone, which again, like, this is in some ways you can say helpful. And then the messy part, the guy who I had been dating for 2 months, he had driven past my apartment and seen all of the ambulances and news vans. So he comes to the hospital. Of course, my ex doesn't like that. He's, talking to my parents, like trying to be helpful and help them, which was actually really helpful and nice. Meanwhile, I'm on like every drug that you can imagine. A Dilaudid drip, muscle relaxers, I'm Klonopin, I'm on crazy like amounts of drug. I'm just like, this is great. Everyone's here, having a good time. I'm safe. I'm happy to be alive. Every single person I've ever met in my life is reaching out to me, telling me how wonderful it is that I'm alive. My choir teacher from high school called. To me, I was like on cloud nine. But I knew that like these two guys were not happy. But truthfully, at the time, I wasn't with either of them. This all is like setting the scene for how things start to unravel after the hospital. I'll be sharing some more clips from my mom and also some clips from my friend Andrew, who was in the hospital, just so you guys can kind of hear their perspective, which personal life and all of these traumatic experiences, like that all feeds into each other, which is why I think it's important to talk about.